time to wait. Bass too loud and the vibe too great. Let's go, full on fire. Every move hit like a live wire. Let's go, step and go. No fear here, just hard to go. Let's go, lights on blast. We don't hold back, we move fast. Hit the flow, we don't miss. Whole room lit like a first kiss. No cap, no stress, no chill. Just truth, emotion, and will. This is how we speak in steps, no script, just step. Every beat we turn it up and leave that silence in the dust. Let's go, no time to wait.
Good morning, beautiful people. How is everybody doing?
Very good. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
So I want to start off with asking everybody where they're located currently, because I know Jose, that's not his usual background. Jose, we'll start with you, my friend.
Actually, this is my backyard. Terry got it right earlier. I'm just kidding. It's my vacation backyard. I am currently at the Outer Banks near Avon Beach. It's a family vacation. We're here Saturday to Saturday. It's quite the joyous time. So technically speaking, physically, I am here, right? In terms of my complete attention, I am here with you guys. For today, this morning, for this amazing show. And September 14th, we already know where I'm going to be. And we'll discuss that collectively once we go around the room.
Yeah, love it, love it. And then my other co-host, Lancelot. Where are you, my friend?
I'm currently in Trinidad. I'm here for the next week or so. I'm working with their athletes. And I'm with my partner, Dwayne Mitchell. He's a basketball coach for the Gauchos. I'm sure Clay knows who that is, the Gaucho organization.
Yes.
And we travel to different countries, working with their athletes, teaching them about basketball, but also teaching them about the other ingredients on how to be a great athlete. And it's something that we do every year, and it's near and dear to my heart. And I will be back for September 14th, and I will be in the building with the New York City Experience with my two partners, Jose and Sifu. My man Clay will be there. Hopefully Terry as well. So, and excuse my voice because it's a little hoarse from all the yelling and screaming.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I yell and scream all day long, but I use my diaphragm instead of my voice.
I try. It's funny. As an actor, you know this.
Yes.
And I try, but I still
get excited.
Yes.
So, Coach Tio, where are you located, brother?
I'm in the Atlanta, Georgia area. Shout out to the ATL, man. I learned a long time ago that a lot of people honestly do not live in Atlanta. It's almost like Manhattan. You know, you got the barrels all around. So a lot of people live on the outskirts. I'm out in Gwinnett County, which is northeast suburb, proper Atlanta. You know, so my wife is from Georgia, so I decided to settle here. I just thought about it when Lancelot said, the voice and the diaphragm, obviously as Marines, drill instructors, that's a part of our legacy, yelling and screaming. And I tell you, man, it's the diaphragm, Lancelot. You got to use that diaphragm. As you get older, man, it could really cause some issues. But hey, I know you're down there giving that passion, that love. So yeah, ATL, Sifu, that's where we at. We outside, baby.
Love it, love it. And Terry's in the heart of it, right? Terry, where are you located?
Yes. I live in New York City.
Ah.
And that's where I am right now.
Nice. So it's not hard for you to join us on the 14th because you could probably walk to it or take a train or Uber or whatever.
Cab.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's classic. That's classic right there. Yeah.
And in case you're wondering, I'm in Farmingdale, New York, which is only a train ride away. And I got to tell you, forever I've worked in the city, and there's a vibe to the city that is unlike anywhere else I've been in the world. There is something about the city. The fact that even Lancelot and I, when we were walking the week before the event of last time, September 13th, July 13th, we're walking, and we heard every language you can think of. You look at people and you think, oh, they're speaking English. You get close to them and they're talking a whole different language. And it's so cool to be in the heart of something like that, because you see the different languages, the different mannerisms, all the different things that we can capture. And it all happens in the Big Apple.
That's right. Nowhere else like that. Nowhere else.
Right.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So one of the things that I've noticed is that the room doesn't change you. You change the room. How do we do that? How do we encompass changing a room because maybe we showed up? Who wants to take that one?
Well, I could start. You know, it's about presence and why you're showing up. I mean, I can talk about it because I'm dealing with it right now. You know, when you walk in for that first time, and these kids who, some of them know you and some of them don't, but they're just so appreciative when you walk into that room, knowing that you're there to give and to help them be better. You know what I mean? That's what presence and the ability to be able to come into something and give of yourself. And that to me is what presence is, when you walk into that room and you give of yourself to everybody in that room. You know what I mean? So presence is a powerful thing. Yes. Yes.
I would like to chime in on that. And I agree, Lancelot. It's about being fully present wherever it is that you are. So, for example, if I'm at a New York Experience, I'm not thinking about my next event or another event that I'm signed up to speak at, or I'm not thinking about, you know, what's going on in Maryland and home base and, you know, all these other things. I am fully focused on pouring into the people that are in that room at that time and engaging fully, right? And I'll give you another example, a present example of right now. I'm here on a family vacation. I have committed to doing like 0.5% work, right? And of 0.5% that I'll be doing for the next week, this is part of that 0.5. This is the part of the 0.25 of my time that I'm going to be doing work, because I am here with my family and I am committed to being fully present, right? I owe it to my children to give them the time, reading them books, going on walks, building a sandcastle, doing the things that I would normally say, hey, daddy can't do it right now because I have to go on a call, or I have to go do this, or I have to do that. So while I'm here, I have to be fully present for them, you know, because that's what I'm committed to here. So, and this is a full house. It's actually my in-laws, so my wife's parents, her sister with her husband and their kids, and her brother, and me and my wife and our kids. So it's a triple-decker house with a whole bunch of people here, and it's just fun because, again, whether it's business or whether it's personal, you always have to be fully present wherever you are in that moment. You can't be in the future, you can't be in the past, you have to be in the present.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm teaching 1,000 kids a week at a camp. And yesterday I had a gentleman say to me, do you just go place to place, or do you have a home base? I said, of course I have a home base. I said, I have a pretty large facility. And he goes, I got to tell you, they love you here. I'm like, really? He goes, they don't like that many other people, but the kids love you. And here's the funny thing. He didn't have to tell me that, because the minute I walk in, I'm hearing all over the place, Sifu, Sifu, Sifu. People are yelling my name. Kids are yelling my name. Counselors are yelling my name. The guys who are running the camp always come up and say hi to me. And it's because of the way I show up when I'm there. And one of the things that I said to the man, the gentleman yesterday, is I said, I got to be honest with you. I have way more fun than the kids do. And that's just me. Now, could you tell I had a little bit of fun at our experience on the 20th?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely, bro.
That's an understatement.
You know, he was in a full split half the night, half the day.
Yeah.
You might turn around, he's in another split. You know what I'm
Oh, come on now.
Yes.
think about when we do show up, right? Now I gotta give you so much credit, Terry. Terry came. She was not feeling well.
Yes, she
She
did.
still came. She was there. She was vibrant. She took some pictures with people.
Yes.
She was there. And for that alone, for someone as young as her to show up and be with us and be there, it takes, I'm not going to say courage, but it takes will, right? Because
Mm.
you knew you needed to be there, because the room spoke to you. It's not the room, really, it's the people.
Right.
That's right.
Can I say something,
I,
Sifu, to what you just said, really quick, to honor you, Terry, before, really quick, if you don't
oh,
mind. I just want to say to what Sifu just said about you, um, and of course I'll turn it over to you, and that is that she showed up because she's a leader, right? She showed up because she's a professional, and professionals do what they need to do when they need to do it, right? Leaders show up when others won't, right? She is the kind of person who is going to get the job done no matter what the circumstance is. It's very clear. She is a person of commitment. She is a person of follow through, right? She is first class at everything she does. And I'm not just saying this, out of, thin air. I'm saying this because since I met her at Ada Beacon, I saw how she moves, and she
Operates.
moves
Yes.
very, very professionally.
Yes.
She is very much that. What she is like the person that what she says is what she means, right?
Yeah.
What you see is what you get. And I am not surprised that she was there in the midst of what she was feeling and going through. So anyway, Terry, please.
Wait, can I expound on that real quick? Terry, I'm sorry. I met Terry at the ADB con also. And she's been and I tell her this all the time, so it's not like she hearing it. She's my inspiration because I said, so when are you going to retire? She said, retire? I'm just getting started. And I'm
What's up?
82. And once she said that, I fell in love with her. And then I follow her on social media. And she's constantly out there giving out nuggets. And she's already booked for the next 2 years, I think, on her show. You know what I mean? But just an incredible lady who inspires me greatly. Greatly. I
oh
love you,
gosh.
Terry. I love you. Yes.
I don't know where to go from there. And I am surrounded by 4 men this morning, which never happens at 7 o'clock in the morning. I was really not feeling well. I literally got up shaking and sweating, but I made it. I wanted to be there. I wanted to see Tio. I don't know if we met each other there. I saw the people that I knew, and I got to meet a few other people because I was perched on a stool. I couldn't really get up. But anyway, it was a very good experience. And as a coach, presence is probably one of the most important skills, elements that one needs to be anything in life, because being present is giving someone the space to be who they are, no matter what, just to be there for them. And so often we want to go and help somebody. That's our nature, to help somebody and to be there. But sometimes the best way you can help somebody is to just be present, be there. And it's very interesting. I have a second cousin that lives in California, and she comes here. Her dad is sick. And she sent me this beautiful note saying, I'm so happy that we really have connected. It's so safe to be around you that I feel safe when I'm around you. And I just took that to be probably one of the biggest compliments anyone could give me, because that's the idea of presence, is to be there and to be either in the background, just being, or being there as a friend or a client or somebody. And you, I think, have to decide in the presence if you're there to just be there to serve them, or to be there to really reach out and help them.
Hmm. It's good.
That is powerful. Well, somebody says, Big Mo, I'm planning on being in the
Big
building in
Mo.
September. And we did miss him. He was not able to join us. But this is what I want to say, because the moment your life could be changed is when you show up. Like Terry said, you show up, you help somebody, and you never know what that showing up is going to do for you. What happens if you didn't show up? What opportunities did you miss because you said, I'll catch the next one, or I'm not? Terry showed up not feeling well, right? And I know that at the next one, I'm going to make sure that, Terry, you're going to get Tio's ear for a little while, because that man is a powerful, powerful man. Tio, so if you don't mind, you've kind of just met Terry a little bit. You kind of maybe saw her there, but she was, like she said, she was perched, not perched. She wasn't a bird. She had this presence about her. She had vibrant colors, as I recall.
Gray
And
and white, is that vibrant?
that was for me. Maybe it was your smile. Maybe it was your smile that
Hey,
was vibrant, right?
The vibrancy is in the eye of the beholder.
Right.
That's it.
right.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right.
so,
True.
and I know Tio, he already knows that he's gotta hang out with you for a little while at the next one.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I tried to meet a lot, some of the newer people. I met most of them downstairs before we went upstairs.
Right.
So I did not meet. You had your buck with you. Is that right?
Yes. Yes,
did
I
meet
did.
briefly. You were talking to someone holding up your buck. So we
Okay.
did meet very briefly.
Hey, well, hey, your family, Terry. If you was in that space, a automatic family. I did see you. I saw the elegance. When I saw you, I said, man, that lady's sharp. I like her style. That's just being honest. Like my man Lance said. Um, it was something special in the atmosphere up there, and
Yes.
man, it says so much, Terry, that I think about Michael Jordan in the flu game. A lot of people, big respect to LeBron James and all of that, because that's always that comparison with who's the GOAT, LeBron or Mike. But I look at those attributes. Mike played with the flu, 110 temperature, whatever it was, and he still showed up, executed. And I think of the same thing with you.
That's
You
sweet.
wanted to be there, and whoever, right now they're seeing this September the 14th, you have to be there because it's going to be individuals like Terry, Jose, all of us in the building. And man, the experience in the atmosphere is electric.
That is for sure. And she showed up with intention, just to be there to meet a few people. And yeah, she did not walk around and get all over the place, but she was there with intention. And what I say is, if you're not intentional, you're invisible. And Terry, you were not invisible.
Absolutely not. Right.
Gosh, I don't know. Am I here to be complimented or are we here working? I feel like I'm like on this stage, but keep it coming. I like it,
Yeah.
especially on
Yeah.
a Tuesday morning.
See that? Aren't you glad you're here on a Tuesday morning with us? Because this is what we do for one another. We we help each other feel better when we're in the presence of each other. When I'm in presence of these guys that I know a little bit more than I know you, but we're gonna get to know each other better. They lift me up every single time without fail. And I know that listen, Tio and I had a call the other day, And man,
Right.
what a powerful call, brother. It was incredible. And
Yes.
anytime when I have a call with Jose or Lancelot, it's just powerful. Every single time we lift each other up.
Right. Exactly. And Jose, I was going to be on my CLA call today. I haven't been on for a very long time.
Well, then you need
Yeah,
to show up.
it's been a few weeks since you've been on for sure. I'm
I,
always on
I,
Tuesday mornings. I kind of like am on Wednesdays here and there because of my schedule, but I'm always on Tuesday
I
mornings.
know.
And today I'm not going to be there,
Right.
but you're going to
I
be in
will
good
be
hands
there.
because
I
yeah,
will
Scott
be there.
Schilling is going to be there.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
I've just had so much going on that I had to pick and choose. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Listen, we do what we need to do when we need to do it, how we need to do it, and at the end of the day, we know you're team CLA. We know you're part of the family, and there's never any hard feelings of any kind. And at the end of the day, you know, what do they say? Birds of a feather flock together. So it doesn't matter how far out you fly, we're still in the same part of the same flock, right? So it's all good. No worries.
I like
That's
that.
dope. That's dope.
I like that.
If we were to think about September 14th, as a leader, why do you need to be there? Who wants to take that one?
I
As
will.
a leader, why do you need to be there September 14th?
I'll start.
Go for
It's
it.
the same way that I wanted to be there on the whatever the date was in July. I
20th,
just
yeah.
I knew that people that I have really connected with, I call them my Stanford family now because of the A to B Con and doing Brandon Speaker School and being on Adam's podcast and Gio's podcast. They've become kind of my friends in Stanford. So I knew that they were going to be there, some of them. And so I wanted to really connect with the people that were there that I knew. I just value who they are so much. And I knew that Sifu and Lancelot and Jose were putting this together, and I respect each of them. And I just felt I had to be there, no matter how long I stayed. And you know, I live in New York City, so it's not like I can say, oh, I don't know if I can make a train or a plane or a boat to get to the the experience. I'm hoping that where you pick is a quieter place, that there is where you can really connect and talk to people. Because there were people there that I did not meet. I saw, and luckily we had to wait downstairs in the waiting area outside because I did meet several people that I hadn't met and was so happy to meet them. I just, you know, if it's a small group, that's great. I mean, I've spent my entire life being the quintessential networker. I've done that everywhere I've been in my careers. So, and those were people you didn't know. So, can you imagine meeting people you do know and those that you want to reach out to? So, I will be attending. I actually looked at my calendar to see.
Nice.
Excellent.
Well, I tell you, for me, just to tag along with what Terry said, I needed to be in the room first and foremost, just to first of all rub elbows. You know, steel sharpens steel. Birds in a feather flock together. But I just need to be in the room with T.O. and Dr. Oliver Reed, which I find to be this full circle moment, because these are people I met a year ago, and then all of a sudden now through the universe they are now supporting and sponsoring an event that I'm throwing along with two other gentlemen, that quality gentlemen, Jose and Sifu. And how did this happen other than the universe and God putting everybody together and saying, you guys need to be in the same room? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I believe in universal energy. And I believe that I needed to be there, although I was hosting it, co-hosting it. It was just an incredible moment mentally to understand how this all came together. And then all the people from A to B Con, how all these things connect. How did I get to A to B Con? Because I wrote a book. How did I write a book? Because Dr. Oliver Reed taught me how to write a #1 best-selling book. Then I received an award. I met Coach Tio. And then from there, everything brought us to this event. And it's, to me, blows my mind
Yeah.
how all of that occurred. I still can't get over that. And and then being in the room with all the other new people. I met Anthony, and oh my God, what is her name? The girl that hung out with us. I love her.
Selena?
Is it Selena?
Yeah.
Yes.
Solana.
Salon,
Yeah.
yes.
Nice.
It's all the other people. And it's just being in a room with positive people that are doing things for others, that are servicing other than themselves. When you get around people like that, it can't help but uplift you. So that's why I needed to be in that room.
Yeah. I love how you talked about the energy, because it's the energy that we bring into a room that affect the opportunities we attract, because people can see and feel your energy. People can see the way you carry yourself, the way you talk to someone else. People can see that. And one of the things that I always tell my instructors when I'm teaching instructors, I tell them, imagine you're the goldfish and everybody has eyes around you. You're in this big bowl and everybody has eyes around you. So every action, every interaction is going to affect the way people will think about you and the way they'll either respect you or disrespect you. So I think that the energy that we bring is going to make a difference. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, look at all the pictures. Look at all the after effects. Look at all the smiles. Um, as a Marine, it, and I say this to all the Marines out there that see this or hear this across the waves. Uh, we spend a lot of time as Marines cleaning weapons, right? And that's the best friend type thing. And we use a little oil water based solution called CLP, and every Marine knows this. You got the CLP scrubbing the boat, break the whole weapon down, all those good things. And a long time ago, I said CLP. I had to give what we call a hip pocket class. Speaking to the Marines, motivating them, and all that good stuff. Um, and it just dawned on me, Terry, fellas, CLP, care, loyalty, and passion, right? And I spoke to these Marines about that, and I just talked about that care, loyalty, and passion, which encompasses the presence. It goes back to the presence. Henceforth, while we're here this morning, uh, to hear Jose again riding in Philadelphia last year, talking about the 90-day sprints and how he pours back into his family. He's physically doing it right now, and when you think about the New York experience that day, Noah, shout out to Noah being in the building, Lancelot's parents. Like, as soon as I had the opportunity, and I'm so grateful and thank you for allowing me to speak, all I could see was Lancelot Senior. I just kept looking at him, thinking to myself how proud he must be to see his son right now. Lancelot's played, professional sports. Lancelot acts. Lancelot's high-powered dude, man, has done a lot of things. But, excuse me, to see his father, his mother, his wife, his sister, seeing that moment of that full circle, as he talked about, the presence. Like it's an emotional thing. Care, loyalty, and passion. You see these photos, and everybody was happy to share. Everybody's cross pollinating, and the networking, and it's only going to continue to grow and get better. Uh, it's amazing. It really is. Shout out to Big Mo, man. We see you out there too. You will be in New York September the 14th. And Mo, as coaches, we always talk about certain things that we do to impact and inspire. Mo always says, "My name is Big Mo, and I bring a message of empowerment everywhere I go." Whether he's in Walmart, whether he's moving patients because he works at a hospital, sometimes he's got to move patients uh, to see doctors, and they get bad news. Some are told that they have stage 4 cancer, and the
Wow.
last person that they get to speak with is our brother Big Mo, and Big Mo's given that presence in the moment, that empowerment, encouragement. So it's very special.
I want to jump in here. First of all, I got to say, shout out to Big Mo as well. Love the guy. He has a heart of gold. We missed you for sure last time, and we won't miss you the second time because I know you're going to be there. It's going to be a special thing. So anybody who doesn't know Mo, you need to know who he is. You need to connect with him because he has the ability to pull something out of us to be better, right? He's an inspirational man, tremendous backstory, and a man of faith, character, integrity, and all the things that we all care about when we want to build relationships, right? So much love, Big Mo, and see you soon. In terms of what we're talking about, getting in the rooms and September 14th and what it takes to get there and why you should be there, all the things. I can tell you right now, so many individuals out there, personally and professionally, they want change, but they're not willing to change, right? They expect the external things in life to all of a sudden become better, but the internal is suffering. And
Mm,
it requires us to change. It requires us to shift emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, all the E's that are out there, right? We have to create the change. Change is inevitable, right? Growth is a decision, right?
Right.
So you're going to change regardless, and in most cases, if you're not careful, it's going to be for the not so good, right? Because your health will change and it will decline over time. Your spiritual life will decline and decay over time. Your intellectual mind, your your thought process, and your IQ will start to do this and decline over time. We have to stimulate these things, right? Just like we work out our muscles, we have to work out our faith. We have to work out our mind. We have to work out our personal development. We have to work out our relationships, right? Relationships, your marriage doesn't just flourish because you're married. You have to actually put effort into it,
put in the
right? You
work.
got to
Right.
actually take care of your
Right.
spouse, right?
It's
Being
a
a
big
good
one.
parent doesn't all of a sudden, just because you're a parent, doesn't mean, there's a difference between being a father and a dad, right?
Mm.
That's right.
Father is biological. Dad is the one who pours into his son or daughter and actually, empowers them and protects them and provides for them and shows up, right? So, how are you showing up in all these different areas of your life, right? How are you showing up to create the growth required so that the effective change you're looking for shows up? The change that you're looking for is not just going to appear like that, right? You have to create that intentional, genuine, authentic, real growth in your life. And part of that process,
Wow.
can I tell you something, folks? Sometimes it requires you to invest time and money and resources and energy and effort to show up to something that's going to put you in the room with people that are further down the line than you, right?
That's
Some of
right.
these people that you're going to walk into a room with might be 1 or 2 steps ahead of you. Some of these people might be light years ahead of you, right? Depends on who you're talking to. Some of these people are going to be right where you are, right? Where you're going to be like, hey, we're on the same journey. We're like right there neck and neck with each other in terms of what we're doing, and we can give each other ideas. And some of these people you go to an event for, guess what? You are there to serve them because they need you to be in the room so you can lift them up, right?
Mm.
That's right.
So it's not always about going to a place to get
Wow.
fed. What am I going to get from this room? Sometimes it's you showing up to the room to see how you can
Yeah.
serve and how you can add value and how you can change other people's lives.
That's
Because when you do that, guess what happens? When you show up and you go show up to serve and help other people, by default, you enrich and empower your life, and you
Well
fill
said.
voids and holes and things that are in you that make you better. And you're going to walk out more inspired. You're going to walk out with another level of growth. And those are the building blocks from event to event to event that are going to change your business and are going to change your life. But folks, you got to get yourself in the room. It's not going to happen by itself. You have to create
Man.
the change you're looking for.
Mhm.
I got to tell you, Jose, such a powerful statement you kind of made.
Mhm.
Because of you, I met Tio. Because one day you said, "Hey, I'm doing this thing." It was last August. It's the Born to Risk. There's an after party. Do you want to come? I'm like, let me find out if I can. And it was almost like a 5 hour drive. And I came and I got to meet Tio and a couple of other people. But then I stayed, right? I had no hotel. I had nothing like that. We kind of parted ways. I think it was 2 or 3 in the morning, and then I drove back home at that
Wow.
time, and it was so worth it for me because I got to meet people who are making a difference in the world, who actually have made a difference in my world. Knowing Tio is a powerful thing for me, right? Um, he's doing incredible things, and if you don't know about Tio, you need to know about Tio, right? If you don't know what Lancelot is doing, you need to get together with Lancelot. If you don't know about Jose and the CLA, you need to get together with him. If you don't know about Terry, you need to get together with him. So let me ask everybody here: how is saying yes to showing up, how has that opened up doors for you that would never have opened up otherwise? Because showing up that day in Philly, I was I was also kind of met Dr. Oliver Reed in a better way, I believe. And then I went to his event in Miami, right?
Mhm.
And that's where Tio and I even connected even further, and I connected with some other incredible human beings. But why is saying yes so important for us as leaders?
I'll jump in real quick, and then since I said the last thing, I'll say the first thing, and then I'll be quiet till the next round. But I will say, in terms of that question, I think it's a great question. I think it's something that we all need to ponder and ask ourselves because it's important, right? So I can tell you one thing for me, one of the biggest, most important rooms I ever went into. I've been into a lot of important rooms that opened up a lot of doors of opportunity and the right connections and new business and personal development that I needed at that time. You know, I've been in a lot of different rooms, countless rooms in the last 15, 20 years. I'm not talking about just since I've been in business. I'm talking about before I was in business, I was paying for Les Brown, Tony Robbins, John Maxwell, you know, all the rooms you can think of, right? So people think, oh, Jose, 3.5 years, look at that special. No, no, they don't see the 15 years prior with the work I put in to get myself mentally to where I needed to be to do what I had to do. But what I can say is one of the most powerful rooms, hands down, that I can recall right now off the top of my head is going to be the initial business boot camp back in 2022 when Emilio Roman launched a big event that he did. It was like his first big event, I think, that he did at that time. And it was in New Jersey. And it's funny because I met him through a podcast. It was a client of mine at the time. Her name was Elizabeth Maldonado from Texas. And Amelia was like highlighting her on a show live like this. And I happened to tune in and I happened to watch, you know, coincidentally, because I was following, you know, Elizabeth. And sure enough, Emilio asked her, he's like, who is a current coach or mentor that you have in your life that's poured into you, that's added value to your life? And she said, Jose Escobar. She said he just launched this morning evening routine mastery program about, you know, how you start your day, end your day. It's already improving my life. Absolutely love it. He's amazing, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, oh, that's cool. I want to meet this guy, whatever. So that's what it was. And then later on, he asked her another question. Right now, what would you say is like the most powerful thing that has actually helped you improve? Oh, and she said, oh, Jose's program, the morning evening routine mastery program. And then he said, okay, that's enough. He's like, I need to meet this Jose guy. Whoever this Jose guy is, I need to meet him. As soon as we get off this call, I want you to introduce me to Jose. So she said, sure. So sure enough, she did. And you know Emilio, he's a king of follow-up, not only sales, but follow-up. So he immediately, as soon as that call was over, within seconds, I received a DM from Emilio saying, hey, I would love to connect with you, blah, 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 blah. So, and I already saw kind of his flow and his energy, and I kind of liked it. So I said, of course, so we jumped on a call, and he said, Jose, listen, I want to get to know you, blah, blah, blah. So we got to know each other. And he said, I'm doing an event in New Jersey. I want you to be there. I don't know what you already have planned that you can reschedule, but I want you to be there. It's going to change your life. It's going to be a fantastic thing. And I said, okay, I'll be there. When is it? And he said, next week. And I was like, I can't do it. Next week is too soon. And keep in mind, at the time, I didn't have the funds. I didn't have the time. I was like, still like, I just started a program in my course, and CLA was just an idea at the time, right? Because I was going to launch CLA in 2 weeks. So I didn't even have CLA at the time. I was going to launch it in 2 weeks, and his event was in a week. So I said, I don't know if I can do this. So sure enough, he's, a sales guy that he is. He started saying all the things as to why I should go. And they were all true. He wasn't like telling me things that weren't true. He was telling me what I needed to hear. And I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to talk to my wife. I don't know how I'm going to sell it, but I'm going to find a way to get there. I didn't have the money. So I used I used 2 different credit cards, right, to fund me going, because I didn't have enough on one. So I had to use 2. Which maxed us back out. And my wife was like, oh my gosh, another event, another coach, what's going on, this and this and this, whatever. So it wasn't the most pleasant conversation, but we figured it out. And I showed up, and that room changed my life, because in that room, there was like, I don't know, 80 people maybe. Like 70 of those people ended up as like members of the Connected Leaders Academy. Right. And I can tell you, Emilio was like member number 3. Daniela was number 4. I was inspired by that room. I met some amazing people. And I told Emilio, I said, I'm going to launch a community, by the way. I know you're doing your thing with yours. I'm going to launch mine. And out of respect for Emilio, I chose not to launch my CLA until a week after his event. I said, I had a launch date. I was going to launch right before your event. So technically, I was going to promote it at your event, but I'm not going to do that. I said, I'm going to hold off for a week, and it's going to be all about your membership and your community and what you're doing. And I'll keep my mouth shut until after the event. Then I'll launch it privately after the fact. And I did that, and I honored that, and he was appreciative, and everything was good. And then sure enough, I had a pipeline of a bunch of people I just met at that event. And then the floodgates opened, and CLA took off. But it was that one room that I decided to go to that was inconvenient, that was not in all the things that would align and would keep most people from saying yes was in front of me. But I said yes, and I made it happen. And I can tell you story after story after story of events that I went to that changed the trajectory of my personal life and my professional life. So get yourself in the rooms. If you make the decision, I'm telling you, one room can quite literally change your life. And not just one room. Sometimes it's one power connection. It's just one person you meet that's going to open up one door that changed the entire trajectory of what you're doing, which is powerful.
Wow.
I got to tell you, and I know I'm jumping in, but Emilio was at our event on the 20th, and we were going to do it again August 14th. And then the 3 of us said, you know what, let's give it a little bit of time to breathe. And that's why we're doing September 14th. So Emilio and Daniela, if you can join us, then we would love to have you guys as well, because they were so powerful. He created a video. He did all these things. He is totally a powerhouse.
Yes.
Before we go, there is one thing that happened I got to share with you guys. Arnold, you guys got to meet Arnold, right?
Yes.
Shout out to Arnold.
What's up, Arnold?
He posted pictures
Good morning,
of
Arnold.
he and I. Here's the thing, right? He posted pictures of he and I. And guess what? I get text messages at my business. Do you know Arnold? I'm like, yes, he was just at my event. That's my uncle. And here's the thing. This person her 2 daughters have been members of my facility in martial arts for quite some time, and they're doing phenomenal, right? And the fact that you never know
Who you dealing with? Yeah,
who
connection.
you're not only going to meet, but who you're going to impact, right? And she's like, "Oh my gosh, you know my uncle," and when we can be positive when we meet people, that is also something that we should consider when we meet somebody. The way you just spoke about Emilio and Daniela, that was powerful, right? And the fact that we know he's a great salesperson, and so are you, Jose.
You know what,
It
Sifu?
shows
I will
value.
never. Sorry, I will never ever. If I have something that's not positive about something, especially in a forum like this, I would never even just talk about that person. I won't even bring up their name, right? But if there is something of validity and something that deserves recognition, I will be the first person to honor that person. And every
Yes.
word I said about Emilio and Daniela is so true. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said it.
No, without a doubt. I know who you are. This is why we're brothers.
Yes.
Well, I tell you, if I can just tell my experience, yes, and I go back to the whole Bristol, Tennessee, and I had to pay like for one ticket like 1,000, like $1,200, and I was so pissed off that I had to pay to go in some airport I never heard of before. $1,200. So the whole time I was disgruntled until I got to the event. And once I got to the event, I didn't realize that I needed to be at this event because that event changed the whole course of my life. Well, I shouldn't say it directed me into a different direction. I met To in the elevator. I also met CF, who's the person who owns the studio, the television station where I have my show. But it's
Yeah.
all because
I
yeah,
define
I did my
TV.
TV. But
Yeah.
it was all because I said yes, and I was very apprehensive, and they got pissed off once I bought the ticket, and it was $1,200 to go in the middle of nowhere. But once I got there, I was so happy that I said yes, and it was because of getting in the room and meeting the people that you meet, and those people just rubbing elbows and being around that energy allowed me to be able to make decisions and choices that have brought me here today. It's a
Mm.
direct result of the decisions and choices I made to first of all say yes, and then rubbing elbows with To and CF have got me right here today. So the power of saying yes.
And also, sometimes a lot of
Wow.
people will say, "Why are you going to spend so much money on that?" They don't understand. They don't understand the power of proximity, being near someone. Listen, you had a conversation with Tio in the elevator.
Yeah.
What if you had taken a different elevator?
That's
That
right.
would never have happened, right? So why is it that so many people take being in the presence of someone for granted
Absolutely.
when and I get that maybe at that time you didn't understand the value of $1,200.
No, I didn't.
If
I
that would have
definitely.
been if it would have been $2,500, you might have been even more mad, but
Oh
it
yeah.
would have been worth it. And for me and Jose and some of us who have spent way more money than that to be in a room, it's totally worth it. It's not the money, it's the opportunities that present themselves. But if you go in there, and I'm glad that you stopped being pissed off, pardon the French, and realize that the opportunities were greater than the financial value that you were thinking of. So definitely an interesting concept if you think about proximity. So why should we not take that for granted? Can I ask that as a question?
Hey, I would say I try to operate on the laws. It's that I've been studying a lot over the last, I'd say, 12 months. Just the laws, laws of reciprocity. I love Jim Rohn. Shout out to Jim Rohn, man. Like, I listen to Jim Rohn probably every day, and he's speaking way back then, conferences and, organizations all across the world. And his words resonate today, no different than the moment he was standing on stage. And he was going in about the law of replacement. And that wasn't one that I had heard before. I was like, man, okay. So I started really looking into that, and everything that's been said here this morning, short and brief. And I think of that law of replacement. A lot of people do struggle with spending money to invest in themselves. I did. I'm a perfect example of it. Coming out of the Marine Corps, I'm retired. I'm used to being so busy, I didn't even have the time to even spend money, if that makes sense. Like literally 15 days, because service members are paid first and 15th. I'd look up and it'd be the 16th, and I'm like, wow, I haven't even had the opportunity to spend any money. So getting into the coaching space, and I start realizing that, okay, everywhere I'm trying to go or rooms I'm trying to get in, it costs. And I had the wrong mindset. My mindset was, man, I've been doing leadership for 2 decades, man. Why am I going to pay to? But it's like everyone said on this live, man. When you get in that room, oh my goodness, man, praise God, bro, because it just opens up situations that I believe that the Most High has for us that we can't even see in that moment.
Yeah. Mhm.
We can't see it, and on the back end, I've learned, to start at the end state and work my way back. I'll picture what it's going to be like being on that yacht in Philadelphia in a couple of weeks. I'll
That's right.
literally picture it. And I'm like,
2 weeks.
man, Jose's going to be there, bro. Lancelot going to be there. All of us in the room together again in a different city. There's no way I could miss that. There's no way. If I could spend money to go watch the New York Knickerbockers play the Clippers, I could take that same money and position myself in terms of investing in myself. So take away law of replacement. Look at that. You're replacing positive for positive a lot of times when you're thinking in that mindset. Shifting the mindset is very key.
I love that. I love
Replacement. Okay. Like that.
that. So for those watching who missed the last one, what would you say is the value that they'll be seeing on September 14th in person? Because this is not a virtual event at all. It's a touchy-feely event, right? You get to shake hands, you get to hug, you get to break bread with people. Why is it important for them to be at our next event, which is September 14th in New York City?
I think it's like we've all said. I mean, talk about saying yes. I've been saying yes all my life. This is not new to me. My first job as a salesperson, I didn't even have sales experience, and she wanted me to sell. I could have said no. I said yes, and that changed the whole trajectory of my sales business and where I went and what I did. So sometimes you're not sure, you don't know. But saying yes opens the door to some incredible things. I mean, you never know, as Jose said, as everyone said, just go for it. Come September 14th. I will say, even being sick, it was a great event in the fact, Daniela, and I really got to know Daniela at the event. She and I have become very good friends. I adore her. So I met almost a best friend at the event. And you just never know, who's going to be there, what's going to be there. You will meet probably, even if you connect with 3 people, that's 3 more people than you would have met if you didn't come.
And you don't know what those people may actually do for your future.
Right, exactly.
Or who they know that
Right.
they can introduce you to. Because sometimes we may meet somebody who is not necessarily in alignment with what we're doing, but they go, I need to connect you with so-and-so.
Mhm.
Right? Jose, when I showed up at the event, he goes, oh, you made it. I'm so happy. I need you to go and meet this guy. Who do you think it was? It was Tio. He went and introduced me to Tio. And and whoever was there, I got to meet people that I never would have met unless I said, Jose, it's 4 hours away, 5 hours away. I'm not going to drive all the way there. I've been working from 7 a.m. I'm done at like 1. I'm not. I'm gonna at 1 o'clock. I'm gonna get in a car and drive all the way down there. I'm not doing it. But I didn't let that stop me from meeting incredible people. And
Adding to
that
what you're saying, Sifu, finish your thoughts. Sorry, I thought you were done.
no, and that's why we need to sometimes think of the future, because I love being in the moment, but sometimes living in the moment doesn't let you see the future. So we need to live in the moment, see what's in front of us, and then say, what can I grab from here? Right. So thank you, Jose.
Yeah, speaking of decisions and commitments, I remember Dr. Reed. I can name a bunch of names, and then Sifu himself. You should join the CLA. I don't know. I don't know. I'm good. I already know a lot of people. I think I'm all right. Sifu was like, I don't know. I don't. He's like, maybe, maybe, maybe. And he joined, and I know you love it, man. So I'm honored to have you here. And it's something again. It's decisions like that. Like sometimes we think we're good. Sometimes we think we're where we need to be, and we don't realize there's always more, right? There's always more abundance around the corner in terms of what's going to take you personally and professionally to another level. So when it comes to like events like this, and it's not just a community, it's not just a person, it's not just an event, it is people, communities, and places, right? And one of any of these things is not going to be the end all be all. It's not going to be like, oh, I met that person and my life changed and that's all I needed. No, you're going to have to meet other people, right? As wonderful as the Connected Leaders Academy is, I'm not saying that you just need to be a part of one community and that's it and it'll solve all your problems. No, I'm saying like there will be another community like A to B, and many others that you might need to be a part of, and that's cool, right? And together we can accomplish more. Just what I'm saying is that we have to be open and receptive and in tune with what is out there for us. And that requires discomfort. It requires stepping out of what you're used to. It requires investing time, money, and energy. It requires inconvenience. It requires all the things that, guess what, most people aren't willing to do. And one of the biggest mistakes that we make is we think a door of opportunity is going to stay open. Says who? I mean, says who? So, like, we don't know that indefinitely. There's been people that I've invited to my events that don't come, and they think, oh, I'll just make Jose's next event. Well, who said I'm going to do that? And who said you're going to get my call? Right? Like that. This is just things we need to think about. We got to think about these things. Like, oh, I'm going to meet with you, and then you don't meet with me. Like, okay, well, what makes you think that door is going to stay open? Right? And this is a two-way street. This is not from other people to me. This is me to them too. Like, if we are going to build a relationship, if we are going to connect and we're going to create impact together, and we want to change our lives personally and professionally, it requires reciprocity, back and forth, two-way street, win-win. It requires both people to take an interest and to say, hey, I'm in for whatever this looks like. And the battle cry is September 14th. We want you to be there in the room. Put yourself in a position to win, and that's all it takes sometimes. You have to put yourself in the game, right? You can put the uniform on, like I'm going to play the game, but you might sit on the sidelines. You got to get yourself in the game in order to potentially win. But you got to be in the game. You can't be watching from afar. You can't be in the locker room. You can't just hold the water jugs and say, I'm going to kind of be around the environment. Can you do all those things? Sure. But can I tell you something? You have what it takes to get in the game. The question is, do you want it bad?
Well, listen to what Daniela just put up. They're coming. What? Exciting, exciting. Love it. And Terry and Jose and Theo and Lancelot, I got to tell you, Terry, you said something that you now have a new best friend, right? And it's going to get, that relationship is only going to grow because you're going to keep watering it. Daniela's going to keep watering it. So that seed was planted if you will. If I said no to Brandon Gadura's event A to B, I would never have met Lancelot. I would never have met Terry. There's other people who came to our event because I reached out to them. I'm in contact with them. And Giovanni is going to be with us next week here on the show. But and I met him at the A to B. But here's the thing. You need to show up. You know, when they had that television show, Say Yes to the Dress? Well, this is more than a dress, right? This is not a relationship with one person. This is a relationship with many people. This is a relationship that can really expand your horizons. Look at Jose's background. That's not a fake background. Jose never uses fake stuff. Jose is about reality. All of us
Right.
are here about being real. And when you show up at our events, talk to people. Get to know them, make it worth your while, because even if it's $10 or $10,000 to go to an event, if you stay in the corner, you wasted your money.
Yeah.
Mm.
So don't be mad about the money. Be mad if you didn't show up
Show up. Yeah.
properly.
Guys, it's an hour, and I got somebody coming to pick me up.
All right.
All right. I hate to do this, but I got it. I'm in Trinidad for a reason. All right, so love you guys.
Lancelot, safe
Yes, sir.
travels, and
Bye,
make sure you
Lancelot.
keep impacting those youngsters out there because they need you, brother.
Thank you very much. Absolutely. Absolutely. You guys have a great day. All right.
You too. Bye.
Take care, bro.
All right. Jose, he's out too. So you guys enjoy, and we will see you next time. T.O.,
Take
you're
care.
back next week. I know it.
Take care.
Yes.
Bye.
Looking forward.
Bye.
Love you all.
Bye. Bye, Tio.
Take care, Terry.
Bye-bye.
Sifu Rafael, Lancelot, Jose Escobar. Turn it up, let's go. Turn it up, let's go. Let's go. No time to wait. Bass too loud and the vibe too great. Let's go. Full on fire. Every move hit like a live wire. Let's go. Step and go. No fear here, just hard to go. Let's go. Lights on blast. We don't hold back. We move fast. Hit the flow, we don't miss. Whole room lit like a first kiss. No cap, no stress, no chill. Just truth, emotion, and will. This is how we speak in steps. No script, just step. Every beat we turn it up. And leave that silence in the dust. Let's go, no time to wait.